Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is wearing a jersey with their country's name on it. They are screaming at a television. Their heart is pounding over a ball and two nets. It feels ancient, like it has always been this way. But the real answer is far stranger. The World Cup is barely 100 years old, and it almost didn't happen at all. Go back to 1904. A small group of men gather in Paris. They do not represent countries. They barely represent a sport. Football is still being figured out. Rules change from town to town, country to country. These men form an organization called FIFA. Its full name is French. Its ambition is bigger than its budget. They dream of a tournament that brings the whole world together through a game. For 26 years, that dream sits on paper. Why the wait? Politics, money, war. The Olympics already host football, but only for amateurs. Professionals are shut out. A Frenchman named Jules Rimet refuses to accept that. He is FIFA's president, and he believes something quietly radical. He believes a game can outlast an empire. He pushes, year after year, for a tournament open to everyone, paid or not. In 1930, it finally happens. But here is the strange part. The first World Cup is not held in Europe. It is held in Uruguay. Tiny, distant Uruguay. Why there? Uruguay had just won Olympic gold in football twice. And 1930 marks 100 years of Uruguayan independence. FIFA rewards them with the tournament. Europe is furious. Getting to South America means weeks at sea. Only 4 European teams agree to make the trip. Everyone else stays home. 13 teams show up in total. 13. Compare that to today's 32. A stadium is built from scratch in Montevideo, finished just days before kickoff. Workers are still hammering nails as fans arrive. Uruguay wins the whole thing, on home soil, in front of a crowd that reportedly tops 90,000 people. The host nation declares a national holiday. Grown men weep in the streets. Nobody in that stadium knows, they just witnessed the beginning of the most watched sporting event on Earth. Here is what makes this stranger than fiction. The trophy itself, later named after Jules Rimet, gets stolen twice in its lifetime. Once in England, before the 1966 tournament, recovered by a dog named Pickles sniffing it out from under a garden hedge. Then stolen again in Brazil in 1983 and never found. Melted down, most historians believe, for its gold. And the tournament almost died before it grew up. World War II cancels it entirely in 1942 and 1946. No games, no trophy, just silence while the whole planet fights itself. When football finally returns in 1950, it is not a comeback. It is a resurrection. So why does any of this matter to you, scrolling on a couch decades later? Because the World Cup was never really about the sport. It was about a handful of stubborn men betting that people, divided by language and border and war, could still agree on something. 90 minutes. 2 goals. 1 winner. That bet paid off. Billions now watch the final. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is wearing a jersey with their country's name on it. And they have no idea they are living out a 100-year-old gamble that almost never got made.